Good afternoon, traders. Thanks for joining us today on this very special event with Anthony from Sierra Chart. We are going to be covering a lot today. We will take your questions throughout. Don't be shy. Please ask whatever questions you have about Sierra Chart and the new Teton Order Routing at EdgeClear. Max, you want to get going?
Yes. Hello. Let me get my webcam going.
You're leaving me out here by myself.
Yeah,
so
I got you.
scared.
I got you. Can you see me? There we go.
Good looking guy.
I try. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us, and thank you, Anthony from Sierra Chart, for joining us as well and answering a series of questions. Our audience is very excited to hear what you have to say. They've been very excited about Teton and Sierra Chart in general. So to start off, trading derivatives carries a high degree of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. And the opinions expressed in this webinar are of that of the presenter and may not necessarily reflect those of EdgeClear, their affiliates, officers, or employees. You are urged to draw your own conclusions from the data and analysis presented here and elsewhere. All right, so what are we doing today? We're going to go over a little bit about EdgeClear, kind of who we are, what we've been doing. Morad's going to take over from there and ask a series of questions with Anthony. So he's going to go over the trading history and experience, the Denali historical real-time data feed, as well as Teton order management. We're going to have a raffle. If you've been with us before, you've seen it. It's like a wheel, but we're going to do 3 giveaways. We're going to do EdgeClear merchandise and a few Sierra Chart subscriptions. From here, we're going to do talk about some key features of Teton, and then some enhancements that are coming in 2022. So, who is EdgeClear? Cool. Who are we? Well, EdgeClear's objective is to simplify access to markets through outstanding brokerage services and solutions. We are built by an award-winning team, award-winning industry experts who also understand the complexities of trading. EdgeClear combines the best of technology, service, risk control, and everything that EdgeClear does is trader inspired. So now that I read our mission statement, we can go over a little bit of kind of what we're doing here. So at EdgeClear, we have a team of brokers who are dedicated to helping traders. That's what they love doing. You'll be assigned a personal broker when joining EdgeClear, so you're not going to have to worry about emailing the help desk or a support center. You're going to know someone by name. They're going to answer your phone calls, they're going to answer your emails. Believe it or not, our brokers have names. And we have a deep expertise in the industry. And as I said before, we are trader inspired. So I'm going to pass this over to Morad. Morad's going to talk a little bit with Anthony, and I'm going to monitor some chats here. And by the way, I've already seen the question. This will be recorded, and we will be sending it out. It'll be on our YouTube page. Please subscribe to our YouTube page because you'll get notice of these webinars, and you'll be able to view it later. So, Morad, you want to take it over?
Very cool, very cool. And don't forget, for more information about EdgeClear, just go to edgeclear.com. There's a special page for Sierra Chart. We're a launch partner with Sierra Chart on Teton, and we have a special page with some special features, and you can find that at edgeclear.com/Sierra Chart. You can see it at the bottom right corner of your screen. We're going to bring Anthony on. Let's do a mic check with Anthony. Can you hear us?
Yes, hi Morad, this is Anthony.
Very cool. So let's move on to the thick of it. So we want to know a little bit about you. You're kind of a mystery figure. Sierra Chart has become very, very popular. We have a lot of, EdgeClear has a lot of its members on Sierra Chart and who are quickly moving to the Teton order management feed. And so you have a trading background. Can you give us a minute to tell us what your background is in terms of trading?
Yes, that began back in the early 1990s, following and doing trading in stocks and more on the side of futures. I mean, a little bit on stocks and also the futures markets, the equity indexes, in particular the for example, like the S&P mid-cap index and some commodities. I've always found the futures markets a lot more interesting than stocks. I guess one of the things about stocks is that you don't really always know what's kind of going on within a company and what could just unexpectedly happen with the futures markets. You're dealing with like in the case of an equity index, that's covering the entire stock market. It's much more stable, and I think the commodity markets are very, very interesting as well.
Yeah, I agree with that. Actually, I was doing an interview this morning with an equities-based service, and those are the words I used. I don't want my view on a company to completely change because the CFO quit. I'd like to trade a much broader market. Why did you create Sierra Chart? How did that come to be?
Right. So I was looking to, as I said, I started back in the the early 90s, and then gradually around the mid 90s, we began to see the internet be developed, and I saw a need to develop charting software that would access data over the internet, a much more efficient method rather than accessing it over like a satellite connection or even like a dial-up connections we were using back in those days. And then gradually our gradually steadily Sierra Chart has just grown, and it's been started back, the development started back in 1996, and took about I think the initial release, after some difficulties, the initial release was about a year and a half, 2 years later.
So that answers the next question. When did your focus shift? Partially answers the next question. When did your focus shift from being a trader, which is always great when you have a piece of trading software coming from somebody who traded, right? You get a much more coherent user experience. When did your focus shift from trading the mid caps and so on to being a vendor or an ISV or a developer of software?
Yeah, well, I think just after, when I came up with the idea of developing the software, I think that just was occupying my own, all my time, and then it really just gradually at that time, it shifted.
Okay.
And I mean, I still trade from time to time, but
do you still trade the mid caps? Those aren't traded a lot.
No, it's been a long time since I've touched the equity indexes. I mean, I trade a little now, just more for maybe I should, like testing thing, test purposes, or shall I say conformance trading? I'm told I should say conformance trading.
As long as it's not for entertainment, you're good.
No.
All right. So the next thing we wanted to kind of get into, because we have such a kind of an information-packed webcast here, is the Denali historical and real-time data feed. What drove the decision to come up with Denali and have Sierra have its own native product when you're already connecting to CQG, Rhythmic, IQ Feed, and Interactive Brokers, and a whole bunch of others? What drove the decision to go and create your own data feed through Denali?
Right. So that goes back, I've always had the vision of developing Sierra Chart to be a full service provider, providing market data direct from the exchanges. It's always been the plan, but as you know, the connectivity to the exchanges, becoming a vendor of record, is costly. And I do need to say with Denali that this is provided in cooperation with Nirvana. They are actually the vendor of record behind it. So what we initially did is we, had a cooperation with Bar Chart in Chicago to provide us connectivity to various exchanges. But one of the main reasons is that we have customers like using systems like Interactive Brokers, a lot of other systems, and there's a lot of weaknesses with those on the side of market data. They're not providing tick-by-tick data, or being Sierra Chart is, a heavy charting program. It has, a need for extensive historical data, and that data needs to be delivered very fast. So nothing out there ever delivered the capabilities that we needed. So we gradually, developed all of our market data capabilities, and that goes back quite a long time ago, back to 2005 or so, which was with the Forex markets, which was much easier to access data without a lot of cost. And then gradually, we've added, futures and stocks, and now with the Denali feed, that's, completely independent of bar chart, and that's a more direct working relationship with the CME. And in other exchanges we have, we do have a direct relationship with, Deutsche Börse in Germany. We are the vendor of record for Eurex data, and also CBOE futures. And all the infrastructure, the hosting and the connectivity is provided by Nirvana, so they're responsible for all of that. And they've been doing a superb job giving us what seems to be like 100% uptime.
Very good. That's great to hear. On your screen, for those of you who are watching, you'll see the Denali packages that are available. You can find these, of course, at edgeclear.com/Sierra chart. You're going to hear that URL beaten into your heads a lot. There's a lot of information. This is one big page here for Sierra. I actually found out that one of my favorite technology people, Ambaj, is at Nirvana. I used to work with him very closely at my prop shop at Advantage. So I'm really happy that you're working with him. He's a quality person. So let's
real quick, I just want to kind of throw in there, we do have a question related to this, and Andy, maybe you're able to help with this. Will the Denali and Sierra feeds be merged so that charges won't be duplicated for those that are using both?
We've done that now. We have what we call our service packages 10, 11, 12, which include the Denali feed.
Yeah.
And then if you don't activate any exchanges, the data is delayed. And if you do activate exchanges, to pay the exchange fees, the data is then real time. Does that answer the question?
I'm a little confused here. Maybe Max, I don't. But why would someone have Denali as well as another Sierra feed? Why would you do that? Why would you want to have two feeds?
Honestly, I'm not too sure. I believe, and Anthony, maybe you can comment on this. They may be somewhat confused with what Sierra called their Sierra data, like historical data. And then Denali, maybe that's the reasoning behind this question?
Yeah, that's true. That was our service affiliated with bar chart, what we call the Sierra chart exchange data feed. Yes, that is an extra charge. And and now that we're going to be offering NASDAQ, we finally have access to the production NASDAQ feed out of in the NY4 data center. Now that we have that, and I hope we can actually release it this Friday, yeah, that's part of the Denali feed, and then you don't need to use any other data feed for that. You just pay the exchange fee. I think it's going to be $16 a month, and NASDAQ should give us. They will give us 1 month free on that, so customers don't have to pay the exchange fee for the first month. That is like maybe it's going to be in January or February. I'm not sure, but
very cool.
Cool.
How difficult was it to get Denali up and running? Was it a relatively smooth process? We'll ask the same question about Teton. How's that been to have your own data feed, through Nirvana, and to keep it up to date, to keep it running with all the exchange updates and things like that? How's that working for you?
Well, this has been a gradual project that goes back to 2005, providing real-time streaming data and historical data. The historical data, that whole architecture was really perfected within the first year, and it worked very, very well. That's one thing that has been a very strong point of Sierra Chart, is our historical data services. And we used to actually provide historical data, kind of set up special customized systems for various other systems, like whether it's CQG and some of the others. But gradually we've been closing those down and just focusing on our Denali feed, and just so we just have one source of historical data. And on the real-time data side, that's been, gradually developed and improved upon over the years. And it did take some time to really perfect that and get the real-time data distribution very efficient when serving high-frequency data like futures data and serving a lot of users. And now that it's all developed and perfected, I mean, it doesn't require. It just has very simple monitoring, and its uptime is next to 100%, and it doesn't really require any intervention. It just starts up every Sunday evening, no problem. The CME, they changed from their old fixed feed to the simple binary encoding MDP 3.0 feed. And when they came out with this new feed, they did make some changes to it, so we did have to kind of accommodate some of the technical changes. When they added market by order data, we needed to do a little work with that. But otherwise, it's just it's very smooth. It just works day after day. I mean, the same thing with our Eurex data, requires very little intervention. Same thing with our CBOE futures data. When some users were pointing out, like the bid volume into ask volume wasn't being set right with our CBOE futures data, and I finally tracked that problem down to a problem in the code and fixed that a few days ago.
Oh, good.
But our data feeds are very reliable. I mean, it's just when things are properly engineered, they just work reliably, and so we're very happy.
So can you just quickly tell us the highlights of what the Denali feed is capable of?
Right, it provides, as far as the exchange coverage, it provides the entire CME group, Eurex, CBOE futures, which, the product on there that's most popular is the volatility index, and it provides, and will be providing NASDAQ data, the total view. This is, full market depth, market by order data, everything that you see now with like CME group, with market by order data and the full extended market depth, you'll see that on the US stocks. It's really impressive. And we provide very deep historical data, tick by tick intraday history going back on many futures products, like I think about 12 to 14 years, daily data. The daily historical data goes back extensively. It varies by the particular product, but I mean, some of that goes back 30, 40, 50 years. And we do provide market by order data. You can see the individual orders behind at each price level on the bid side and the ask side. Full market depth up to 1,400 levels.
That's included in your package 15, correct?
Yeah,
the full market depth is all packages, and package 12 includes
package
the
market 12,
market by order data.
Yeah, package 12, $56 a month. Okay, so let's move on to Teton. So Teton is your order management system. So what this just to define that, it is basically giving Sierra Chart the native ability to send and receive order data and fill data to and from the exchange versus using an execution feed like TT before it, or Rhythmic or CQG or others. What advantages do Sierra Chart users get by switching to the Teton order management feed?
Right. Over the years, Sierra Chart has supported trading for quite some time now, about 15 years or so, and we've learned a lot, over this time about where the weaknesses are with other order routing and management systems. Just a lot of little fine details with the management of order cancel, order type of orders, and bracket orders. And Sierra Chart has extensive like trade reporting and generates all this information from order fills, and it's really essential that a trading server has all the fill history on the account, not just like the current day. So, this is what the Teton Order Management System does. I mean, it has extensive order fill history. It has ultra low latency order routing, well below a millisecond, about half a millisecond. And, server managed bracket orders, server managed OCO orders managed exactly how users would expect. It has multiple internet connections, 3 internet connections. The order routing server is co-located in the same data center with the CME. And I can.
I think that's plenty.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot there. EdgeClear is a launch partner on this Teton service. So far, from what we're seeing, it's been pretty smooth. There have been some, I believe there was a limit issue, which was known just to make sure things don't go haywire, and that's been looked at. How has the release been for you and your team so far?
It's been superb. So I just want to also say, I mean, Teton has the huge advantage of just no transaction fees. We cut out all of that. When we cut out an intermediary provider, we just eliminate that cost. Yeah, from our side, it's gone exceptionally well. There have been no real issues have come up. We're evaluating now our auto liquidation functionality. We can talk about that. And but yeah, I mean, we've just we've kind of just improved things here and there. Based on requests from the clearing firms. I mean, just little settings, little options. And yeah, it's gone very, very well. I mean, it's gone superb. And a lot of work has gone into it over the last 2 years. And when we released it, we expected it was just going to work perfect. And that's exactly what it has done.
Which is surprising for this business. I've been in this business for 22 years, and I've been involved in everything from the early XTrader and XTrader Pro to the transition to CQG from the integrated client and just an information platform to a trading platform. Same with Ninja, and every one of those had some major hiccups. So this has been pretty good.
Can I butt in real quick? There's
Sure.
Just one question that relates to this. When I enter an order within Sierra Chart and EdgeClear, what is the process? Does the order go directly to the exchange? Does EdgeClear get the information? Where is the order being kept? The first two, it goes directly to the exchange when you place an order. EdgeClear EdgeClear is able to manage risks. So we have a risk system on our end, so we're able to see positions and help traders out by calling in. If you need help on an order, we can help you out and that type of stuff. But a question for you, Anthony, would be, where is the order being kept? If they close Sierra Chart and the order is pending, does it reside on the client side or does it reside on Sierra Chart server?
Right, it's on the server, our server in the Aurora data center, and it will have been, unless it's a pending order, like a pending child order, it'll have been sent to the exchange. So it's
live.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, one thing to point out in that question that kind of strikes me is, does EdgeClear as my broker see my order? And we want to point out that we are EdgeClear as your broker, and we do our best to manage your risk. And we're also there to answer your call when you get disconnected so we can get you out of the position. So we have to be able to see everybody's positions. With that being said, unlike a Forex broker or a Forex dealer, you're not trading against us. EdgeClear does not trade its own discretionary account. We don't look at your stops and go trigger them in our own account, things like that. So if you're not experienced with the futures industry, those sorts of things are highly regulated and do not happen, at least not at EdgeClear. That's a terminable offense if somebody does that. So you don't need to be concerned about your information coming through EdgeClear. We're the front face of we're your advocate to the clearing firm, and so we have to see your information so we can assist you with your trading. So I just wanted to make that clear to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
What exchanges does Teton currently support as we speak? What can be traded? What orders can be sent and received to which exchanges?
At this time, it's the entire CME group, so CME, NYMEX, COMEX, CBOT, and we've also have added FairX, but we're in the process of getting that set up with the different clearing firms, so that's still pending. And Eurex is in development. Eurex is, there's a lot, the initial impression was not too difficult, but as we kind of go through it, it's a bit more involved, some of the details with Eurex, but we'll get there. It's not that hard.
The devil's in the details. That's one of the questions that was asked. You might not have an ETA for that, would you?
For Eurex?
Yeah.
I don't want to give one,
Okay.
but
Fair.
I hope we can have it out by the end of February.
Fair enough. So from what we hear, and you've answered, it answers the last question here, what exchanges will you add? And like you said, you're working on Eurex, and you also want to provide access to FairX. So that answers that last question. A quick diversion here. We want to remind everyone that because you're registered, and if you haven't registered, you can still, well, actually, no, we've closed the registration, unfortunately, in order for us to figure out who's in it. Those of you who have registered, and there have been hundreds here, we will have a live raffle for 3 free Sierra Chart subscriptions, in addition to Edge Clear gear.
Merchandise, just so everyone knows.
Merchandise at the end of the presentation. So hang in there. We're flying through this. So, what are the key features built into Teton as we speak? What are the capabilities? Now we know the standard stuff, but I'm speaking mostly of server-side orders. Speed versus, for example, TT fix, which is what you are routing orders through. Can you answer maybe 2 of those just to start?
Right. So speed, we've timed, once an order is received by the server, it will get to the exchange in under 500 microseconds, usually faster. And we do have server-side OCO orders, server-side bracket orders, very well managed. We have redundant connectivity to the exchange, redundant internet connectivity, redundant power. It supports trading outright futures, spreads. It has, full, very detailed risk management functionality. We have auto liquidation capability, which we're testing internally now. In Sierra Chart, if you go to the trade menu, then you select trade account monitor, or what was called the account balances window. There's numerous fields there. On Teton, all of those fields update. They're all supported, and the ones that update based on current PL, those update every 2 seconds. It's a really, really nice experience. You see your accurate account balance. Those account balances are synchronized with your actual balance at the clearing firm every evening. You can see the current margin requirement, and there's even a lot of other fields that are there for risk managers that the users can see as well. They can see their preset daily loss limit if the broker has set one.
So another question relating to Teton is a German-based trader is asking, in terms of latencies and round trip times regarding Eurex, if Teton order routing is also enabled for Eurex, is the risk management, in other words, Edge Clear broker, done within the SC server in Frankfurt, Germany? No network transfer outside of Sierra Chart servers and Deutsche Börse servers, or how does that work?
Yes, that's done within the Frankfurt data center, Frankfurt 2. Yes, we have direct connectivity to Deutsche Börse. Yeah, that's absolutely going to be ultra low latency. All of that will happen in under a millisecond.
Okay. Man, there are a lot of questions here.
A lot of questions.
Is there a server-side loss limit lockout feature? Currently, the money management Sierra allows you to simply change the loss limit and keep trading.
Yeah, once your daily loss limit has been reached, you right now the account is just put into what's called liquidation only mode. You can reduce your position or close it out, but not increase it. So that's how it works. I mean, it's not like actually locking trading. It's you can then just there's no auto liquid. Well, we're internally testing auto liquidation. So once that's released, there will be auto liquidation if your broker enables that, and then yeah, then I guess effectively you are locked. I mean, because you couldn't put a new position on until the next trading day, which would be in the evening. But if it's just set to liquidation only mode, no auto liquidate, then you can reduce your position, modify orders, cancel orders, but not increase. You can't take on any additional risk.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to highlight with Teton currently? We do have a small segment about further enhancements. Is there anything else you want the public to know about Teton?
Well, I think there's not really a whole lot more we need to add. I think we'll give users the ability to see all of the detailed risk settings that the clearing firm, sets on your account. You can just look at that and read only. You'll be able to set your own daily loss limit independent of what the broker sets. If you want to use a tighter limit, eventually we'll put the ability to set, profit targets, the same things that people see like in our global profit loss management, like the profit management functionality that will be moved to the server side and be all controllable in a very stable environment where PL is very accurately tracked throughout the trading day. And then a lot of cool stuff. I mean, you can do things like share your trading activity with other users. I mean, you can ask your broker to share, give, another Sierra chart user, if they permit this, but right now you can have your trading account shared read-only with other traders if you want to collaborate. And then we're going to add the capability. This really mostly is in place, but it's just it's not quite finished. But if you want to publish your trading results to the specific users or the entire user base, you can do that. All kinds of cool, neat things that that are possible. That's why it really opens up a lot of cool possibilities, and that's another thing we've added. Anyway,
that's the benefit of having total control.
Right.
Max, you want to walk through this slide?
Yeah. Yeah, actually, this is great timing because someone just asked a question: how does a trader move account from Transact to EdgeClear? So that is a perfect timing. But EdgeClear is known for its outstanding support of micro futures products. We have, along with Teton's zero transaction fees, we're offering a 20-cent per side commission special on the micro product. For the individual moving from Transact, just go to edgeclear.com/Sierra chart. There's going to be an open an account section, and just choose one of the FCMs that offer Teton. It's under the available section. You can also just contact EdgeClear, and you'll be assigned a personal broker at EdgeClear that will walk you through the entire process. But we've pushed micros with the CME since 2012. Morad here, as you may know him, he was a huge proponent to the micro launch. Morad, do you want to kind of explain that for a brief minute?
Yeah, I approached the CME group back in 2012 because I noticed that a lot of followers and a lot of customers and people that I work with would listen to what I'm talking about in futures and go trade it in the ETFs and SPY or Qs or whatever. And that's because, the S&P, the smallest product you had was the ES, which, can represent as much as 1,400 to 1 leverage, especially at some of these firms that unbelievably offer $300, $400 margins. So I approached the CME and they weren't interested. And then sometime before the launch of the micros, which was the most successful futures product launch launch in May 2019, I was working with CME closely to finally bring this vision to fruition. So we've been in the micro space before, legitimately, before it was even launched to market. This is a big thing for us, and we're huge advocates, and you can see the success there. So you don't need as much money to trade it. Traders can manage their emotions and don't need a lot of capital, don't need to type a lot of capital to trade it. So that's how involved we've been. We've been there from the very beginning.
And a few questions here. The 20-cent commissions comes out to be 47 cents all on per side. The round turn rate is on our website, actually, edgeclear.com/Sierra chart. So take a look at that. And then that does apply to Canadians as well. So reach out to us first so we guide you in the right location. But yes, we can offer that to Canadians.
Yeah, I think the Canadian rate especially is incredibly low. This 20-cent rate is for new EdgeClear members who are using Sierra Chart. So take advantage of this exclusive while it lasts. Of course, we were also FairX and SMFE launch partners. We were there before they went public or they came out to the public. We try to be, one of the key values of EdgeClear is to be on the leading edge, to really keep up with what's going on and offer the best deals and the best solutions out there. Again, edgeclear.com/Sierra chart. Enhancements. So you covered some. You talked about the NASDAQ. What other enhancements are there, Anthony? What's on the roadmap?
Thank you for that. Yeah, we do, get a lot of requests every week from users, and we do our best. If it's some simple item, we do our best to just try to add that, these items quickly or within a few weeks. So yeah, I mean, we do have a lot of requests, related to drawing tools and our TPO charts and volume profiles and what we call our numbers bars feature. So that's kind of where a lot of the development items are being done.
There's one here, just to interrupt you, Anthony. There's one here actually from James, our friend James, who's actually a very smart guy. He says, is Sierra open to building anchored VWAP tool as a drawing tool, not as a study? Additionally, will Sierra build out more flexible risk management tools or allow for web API to lock trading? So I told you he's a pretty smart guy. He wants to access the API directly. What do you say about making the anchored VWAP a drawing tool? What's your process for taking those things in?
Yeah, we can do that. Sure. I mean, it's just there's just so much to do. I'll put it down. I mean, I actually do remember that thread and was going to get back to that thread and see what we can do. It's just that we always get distracted because we've always got so much every day.
Doesn't sound like you're busy, to be honest. I mean,
yeah. I mean, what are you really doing?
I don't know what you're doing. You've got Denali, you've got Teton, you've got NASDAQ, you've got Eurex and FairX.
Yeah. That's the thing, but the thing is, though, is that actually makes our job easier. I mean, when we're providing these services directly, we have less issues. And and we also, just another thing, we're doing on the side is we're developing a whole suite of collaboration tools. I mean, we just released the chat functionality to allow users to chat among themselves, and that will eventually include making voice calls to another user, multiple users, and video calls, and allow you to share your screen sharing and also remote control. And so that's going to be really cool. And one thing, I mean, Sierra Chart is all, built from scratch, high performance native C++ code, no components. We do everything ourselves, and and I've not been happy with a lot of the collaboration tools out there. And this is just going to be something free for users to use, and it's
okay. What else, Anthony? What else can you share with us in terms of enhancements? So you talked about, as I said, the exchanges that you're going to bring online. Talked about the NASDAQ indices. What other things can you share on the roadmap? Maybe auto liquidation as a function. Which you also spoke briefly about. what else can we expect here for 2022?
Yeah, that's going to come out, and all the other items I mentioned, some of the enhancements to Teton related to setting, like a profit target on the entire account, and then the positions will be closed out. You had so one of the persons said, was asking about like auto liquidation for web API or something, or what was that question again?
That was
It
James.
From James?
yeah, James is asking, will Sierra build on a more flexible risk management tools or allow for web API to
Lock trading. What he's
So I
trying to
think
do
you
is
answered
take
that a little
control
bit.
of it.
It will lock trading once
Mhm.
the auto liquidation feature is available.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying.
Yeah, and we do have a web-based trading panel for Teton, and we'll also see about making that a mobile application. But it does have a mobile view mode also, and then we'll also add. Well, we're pretty close to just getting the market data support out for that. Actually, we finished that I think yesterday. It's not quite fully released, but some of the there was a minor back-end issue with that, so it'll support market data as well, so the web-based trading panel. And that's something, yeah, a whole bunch of, we want to do a lot more like with mobile applications. So we'll have like a mobile application for alerts, all the alerts that you get in Sierra Chart, you can just have them go to a mobile phone app. And
Okay.
and I guess also I can see about doing a mobile app even for trading. But like I said, you can use our web-based, you can just access it through a browser in your mobile phone and set it to the mobile phone view mode or mobile view mode. And there's just, like I said, everything that users have been asking for. We do keep lists of those, and of course it's years long.
Yeah.
But we're doing our best to keep up with it. But and one of the big items we often get asked for is like the U.S. stock data feed, and with market depth. So we're going to finally get that out and have that really easily accessible for everyone. Just so easy. Just there'll be delayed streaming data available if you don't pay the exchange fee. Yeah, we wanted everything to be very, very easy, and and we'll also, if we can, this is not any kind of promise, but we also want to look at how we can handle, routing stock orders, and just be able to provide, the ability to do that, completely direct to the pools of liquidity for stocks and to the NASDAQ.
Okay. There are a ton of questions, and you said there are probably years long, maybe I'm putting words in your mouth, but maybe a years long backlog of requests. It would be interesting to implement some sort of a voting system where people can upvote or downvote features and just handle the ones that kind of make their way to the top. I mean, just by the hundreds of viewers here and the questions, I doubt that we can have a Q&A long enough to get through to every single person's requests here. There is a lot
There's
here.
a lot. Yeah.
So we're not going to be able to do that, unfortunately. The questions that are related to EdgeClear, the commission structure, the cost, and so on, the features and things like that, we will be sure to get back to you offline. Please look for an email from a broker here. We won't harass you. We don't spam people. We don't sell lists, and we don't share lists. So
yeah, and if you didn't get your question answered, send us a message, and we'll work with you on trying to get that question answered.
Yeah, you can also go to edgeclear.com /Sierra chart, again with that URL, and the bottom left corner is a chat box, and you may not get an immediate answer because the brokers are feverishly typing right now, but we will get you an answer.
We'll be back tomorrow during the day session too. So if you want to reach out today and send us a message, we'll get back to you tomorrow. But the chat's open, I think, from 8 to 4:15, I want to say. I can't remember.
Yeah. Okay. Is there anything else you want to add, Anthony, before we move to the raffle?
Not really. I mean, we will look at that anchored VWAP tool. We do have the ability to. We have something quite close to that. So anyway, I'll follow up on our message board about that with users, and share with some ideas about that.
a question that I'm sure has come up for you. I just spotted it, and I'm sure many people have the same question, which I think would require a whole lot of time from you. Is I've used SC for over 10 years. Are there still no plans to make it Mac native?
Yeah, I mean, we're working on that. And I know we talk about that and it's years overdue, but we are actually working on that, and we're going to bring another developer in to finally make some of to finish up with the changes to, I mean, I've talked about this technically on our message board from time to time, to make the changes, to finish up the changes necessary to allow it to be ported to another operating system. And we've done a lot of work on that. That's a lot of work. As far as Mac native, I mean, we're just going to have to pick one operating system. Either it's going to be Linux or Mac. I don't know. We'll have to see. I mean, I'm sure everyone's got their own opinion on that. But yeah, that will happen. I mean, it will eventually. All I can say is that one day it's going to be there. One day that will indeed happen. We have to, just like we have to support other exchanges like FairX and bring an end to the madness of all these market data fees. I mean, we will succeed with that. I promise it.
Okay, that's great.
I have one question I want to add. There's someone on our YouTube chat that asked, is there any safeguards within Sierra to avoid what the CME calls manipulating trading? So if someone accidentally would have two accounts, and let's say they go long one, short one of some sort, is there anything
hit their own bid?
Yeah, they hit their own bid or something like that. Is there any safeguards within Sierra that's able to spot that?
That would be on the Teton side, the order routing.
On the Teton side, well, we do support the self-match prevention ID that the clearing firm can set on an account. That prevents orders from within, I think it just basically prevents orders from maybe the same, belonging to the firm, from being matched with each other or on the iLink. I'm not sure, but we do support that. That can be set.
Okay. Yeah, I think some other feeds would have it locked into the user so that the user does not create a situation where they're bid for 10 at a price and then they hit that bid and are trading with themselves, which is an exchange violation.
Yeah, sorry for interrupting. I know what you mean. Yeah, no, there's nothing to prevent that other than the self-match prevention ID. I mean, that's the mechanism to do that, and that's all we rely on, and that's set by the clearing firm. I mean, that can be, if a trader wants that, I mean, and the clearing firm agrees, that can be set. And also, I would say in the test environments, I mean, the CME provides, we have to be able to allow trading against ourselves, because sometimes that's the only way to put orders in. I mean, there's no liquidity there. Sometimes we have to put an order, then put another market order in to get it to fill.
Yeah, it's a thin market in there for sure. I've seen it. Selfishly, I'd like to know, will Teton be accessible through the API so that we can attach other front ends to it?
Yes. Yeah, we actually helped one of your customers with that. He's doing it now. He sent us a very good report. He achieved excellent latency. I think, yeah, he sent me an email this morning about that.
Very cool. So the API is open and accessible.
Yeah, that's working. Users can connect to it. It's very easy. And you can use it. What's so cool about it is you can use a standard simple TCP socket. You can use a web socket. You can use several different encoding methods. Whether that's like JSON encoding, that's JavaScript object notation. Simple binary encoding with variable length strings, or Google protocol buffers. So there's a range of encodings, and it's so cool because just one port, you can use any of those things. It's just, I'm really happy with what we developed with the DTC protocol.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, very cool. Anthony, thank you so much. There are probably hundreds of questions here from hundreds of people, and we just are not able to get to all of it. We don't want to keep you here very long. We've been going for 50 minutes. I'm going to pass this on to you, Max, for this
raffle.
Public and fair raffle. We're not playing favorites here. Max, you have the con, as they say. So you can share your screen and show us the picker wheel.
You got that? You see it?
This is a randomizer, and as all of you who registered, and this is only available for those who registered, we asked you for some sort of a name or a pseudonym, a username or something, so we don't identify you personally. We've added you to this wheel, and you can see there are hundreds of people.
Let me put it this way. If you win today, you may want to go buy a lottery ticket because there's
Yeah.
a lot of people in this.
The probabilities with us are always going to be better.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to spin this 3 times, and the first spin gets you a 6-month free subscription to Sierra Chart Package 11, right? And in addition to that, if you're in the United States, unfortunately, with the logistical issues currently and the difficulty shipping things, we can only send a hat, there you go, and a fleece jacket, very nice one. We can only send those to the US, to a US address. If you're overseas, you'll benefit from the free subscription courtesy of Sierra Chart and EdgeClear. Whoever wins the first prize, they get removed from the wheel, so they're not capable of being selected again. And then we'll select the second prize, which is a 3-month package, free package to Sierra Chart Package 11, plus the swag, the gear, merchandise. And then the third place, and then that person's removed. And then the third place is the same prize, 3 months and with swag if you are, with the merchandise if you are in the United States. Is everybody excited about this?
All right.
All right.
Let's do this. Morad, someone is also asking if this is if the odds of winning are 50-50.
Yes, the outcome can only be winning or losing, so the outcome is 50-50. The odds are 1 per how many ever.
Sorry if this is loud for everyone, by the way. For some reason, it spins for a long time.
I can't hear it, actually.
Oh, you can't? Great.
No.
IL. All right.
IL. So let's hide that choice.
So let's hide this choice. That is a 6-month.
That is a 6-month. Congratulations for winning the first prize. Interesting username. IL, first prize.
This is what you get with us, Anthony. You get these nice little games with EdgeClear. ISV3.
Congratulations. That's a second prize winner, a 3-month free subscription.
And then the final prize. I promise you, everyone on this wheel is alive and well.
They did not double vote.
For the person in there.
They're not related.
Not double vote.
Yeah, they're not related.
Tropical. I wish I was in a tropical place right now instead I'm in Chicago. Cool.
Third prize.
That's it.
Again, third prize, 3 months plus an EdgeClear hat and fleece. We'd appreciate you taking a picture with our hat and sending it to us. But there you have it. I'm going to take this back and sound off and just let everybody go. Thank you all for participating.
I'm sorry I don't have ad block out there, James.
Yeah, I'm sure James wasn't happy with the fact that you didn't put an ad blocker. So we're going to wrap up here. We want to wholeheartedly thank Anthony for coming on and spending some of his afternoon with us. We're big pushers of the Teton Order Routing feed, and especially with a transaction fee that is 0 and a 20-cent micros rate. Please go to edgeclear.com/Sierra chart to see the table that shows you the full costs with that 20-cent commission fee. And again, it's for new Sierra chart users at EdgeClear. So if you're using Sierra chart at any competing firm, any competing FCM, or you're new, you'll get this rate, no discussion. So
yeah, and reach out to us. Either give us a call tomorrow. Unfortunately, our phone service, we let our brokers take time off overnight, so have a life and relax. But give us a call tomorrow or send us an email, a contact request at edgeclear.com/SEERChart. And Anthony, thank you again for joining us.
Yes, and thank you for having me.
Thank you all for being here. Take care, and thank you for joining us. We'll talk to you soon, hopefully. Again, Sierra Chart, edgeclear.com/Sierra Chart. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.